The Supreme Court, represented by the Justices Hima Kohli and Ehsanuddin Amanullah, is scrutinizing a contempt case against Patanjali Ayurved for misleading medical advertisements. Despite the Solicitor General's advice for an unconditional apology, the court remains unconvinced. It has suggested that the apology lacks sincerity. Justice Kohli has emphasized that the court's concern extends beyond Patanjali, encompassing all FMCGs deceiving the consumers. The court has highlighted the plight of the countless individuals misled by such advertisements. It has questioned the government's inaction in the Patanjali Misleading ads case as well. Justice Kohli has rebuked the Uttarakhand government for perceived collusion with Patanjali. It has emphasized the court's commitment to accountability and justice. The justices asserted their dedication to protecting the interests of the consumers and ensuring transparency in the face of corporate misconduct. Ayush on the telecast with me. That's the latest hearing. That's the latest verdict coming in from the Supreme Court. Ayush, what is going to be the next step?
Well, yes, Megha, now the Supreme Court will hear this matter on the 16th of April. Supreme Court today refused to accept Patanjali Ayurved and Baba Ramdev, Acharya Balkrishna's unconditional apology while warning them to be ready to face action in the contempt case. The Supreme Court said that they will not accept this apology. They declined to accept this and consider it a willful, deliberate disobedience of the undertaking. This is what said by the Supreme Court today in the hearing. Baba Ramdev and Acharya Balkrishna, the managing director of Patanjali Ayurved, tendered unconditional apology, unqualified apology for violating and undertaking given by the company for not publishing misleading claims of the products. And there are some major lines which are said by the Supreme Court today. The Supreme Court tells the Uttarakhand government that it is not going to let it all free. These are some major lines said by the Supreme Court. All complaints were forwarded to the government. The licensing inspector remained quiet while being cautioned by the Supreme Court. There is no report by the officer as such. The concerned officer should be suspended right away, said the Supreme Court today in the hearing.
What's the next step now? When is it that the Supreme Court, are there new cases that are going to be filed against Patanjali? When is the next course of hearings that are going to take place? Obviously, the Supreme Court has targeted Patanjali Ayurved. It has targeted the Uttarakhand government. It is not accepting the abject apology of Patanjali Ayurved. So, what remain the legal recourse for Patanjali Ayurved to put forth its case?
Well, now it all depends on April 16 when the next time the Supreme Court is going to hear this case by Patanjali. As of now, it is expected that Baba Ramdev, Acharya Balkrishna, the managing director of Patanjali, will again try to give an apology in front of the Supreme Court. And now some big action will be taken against all those medical licensing officers who have not done anything. And a demand has been put up by the Supreme Court asking for all the work done by the licensing officers in all these years since the period of Corona to 2024, that what they have done in this Patanjali case, despite all these complaints being sent to the concerned departments as well as the government. Over to you.
All right. Thank you, Ayush, for giving us those details. Supreme Court lawyer Vineet Jindal on the telecast with me. Vineet, I was speaking with my correspondent. The next date of hearing is on 16th of April. What legal recourse does Patanjali Ayurved have?
I don't think that now the Patanjali have any kind of escaping place. Their application, their no unconditional apology has already been declined. So it is a difficult time for Patanjali. I don't think now, because this is about to disorder of the Supreme Court order, and it has been dealt with a very strict note by the Supreme Court. So I don't think I can say that they can file an application for seeking relief from the Supreme Court for any further cause of further action against them. But Supreme Court has very much clarified this thing that they are not going to give any kind of relief or any kind of apology could be accepted in this
strong words that have been used by the justices in the Supreme Court who were hearing the case. The Supreme Court has told the authorities that, quote unquote, we will rip you apart. Talking about we are not blind and it does not want to be generous in this case. So, very strong statement, very strong observation, and, a reprimand to not just Patanjali Ayurved, but also pulling up the Uttarakhand authorities for not taking action against the misleading advertisements. It has also been upset because initially the Patanjali Ayurved founder and the ambassador for the company, Baba Ramdev, were trying to wriggle out of this case.
Yes, look, it is in this matter two aspects. One is misleading advertisement, and the second is the disobedience of order by the Patanjali. So, if it is about disobedience of Patanjali by Patanjali Supreme Court order, Supreme Court has very much in a strict manner talking about this thing. And if we are talking about the misleading ads, so I can say I don't think it is just for the Patanjali. There are so many institutions, so many medical authorities, even for a modern medicine. They are also doing this kind of act, and I think this kind of judgment would be passed in this matter that will impact each and every pathy, including the modern medicine and Ayurveda or any other pathy, and misleading advertisement should be stopped. So the message is very loud and clear by the Supreme Court that no misleading act should be taken place, and the authorities must take strict action, state government or central government, whosoever.
Okay, all right. Thank you for giving us your opinion on the matter.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.